Good morning, loves. It's your girl Candace. I'm here with Confidential Talk. Y'all, I came here this morning. I woke up. I know it's not early, it's 11 o'clock, but I was up late last night, y'all, filming stuff. And of course, I had to watch Married at First Sight. And at first, I was really irritated. I was like, oh my God, I know the whole episode is not going to be these damn interviews with Dr. Pepper because it was like kind of starting off a little boring. But we got some stuff to talk about, okay? So obviously, we all know that Shaq and Christina. I just created, gave her a name, Kirsten. Shaq and Kirsten has consummated their marriage. Okay, let's talk about Jasmine's mom spilling the beans about Jasmine telling her about them not having sex until after decision day. Mama, what you doing? I told you that it was between me and you, girl. And then when she mentioned it, she wasn't even really saying nothing. We gonna talk about it. I was so irritated with Jasmine's mom for the whole conversation. The whole conversation irritated the hell out of me. And then we find out that Gina still don't like Clint. Child, she don't want that man. She trying. At least she trying though. We gonna give her that. But let's get into it. But if you guys are new here, welcome. I'm Candace. I do videos on sex, love, relationships. We actually talk about sex toys over here, how to better your sex life. So if you're interested in that, please check out some of my other videos. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Become part of the Confidential Talk family. And of course, I want y'all commenting this whole video. I do these videos to talk to you guys about the show. Y'all my friends. Let's go. I want to know y'all opinion. I feel like consistently I've always gotten backlash for, me not liking Chris or me calling Chris a simp. Look, if you feel differently, it's okay. But your girl over here, she feels like he's a simp. So I ain't gonna lie, you might hear me refer to him as one a couple times. Okay, sorry. But we're gonna start off with Chris and Nicole. She wants her and Chris and her father to do something that she knows that her and her father love. So they go goat yoga. Goat yoga. I'm here for it. Whatever. I would do it. I would do it. So let me shut up. So if my boyfriend was like, I'm taking you to go to goat yoga today, I would be worried because I'm like, why? But I will go. He talks about her dad talks about how Nicole was as a teen, what she was sound like she was a pretty normal teen. Chris finally gets dad's respect, which is funny because I'm like, well, it's probably because dad realized that Chris is very soft. Okay. He ain't gotta worry about his little baby girl getting her little heart broken by no Chris. Okay. If anything, it might be the other way around. So that's okay with Chris now. Okay. And then, of course, y'all, you remember last episode, he said he ain't giving Big D energy, okay? So I'm still not over that. Not dad, not the dad. I can see mama, but not the dad talking about he just misses some Big D energy. I don't know. I feel like everybody brushed past that. I was like the only one like, y'all think that was weird? We move on to Kirsten and Shaq. They meet with Dr. Pepper. They pretty much talk about how they need guidance on coming into an agreement if they do disagree and they can't come to some type of resolve. Like, how do they get past that? Kirsten just says that they need to learn how to communicate to each other better. But it does get revealed that they have been pumping up their chemistry. Things have gotten a lot better. But we do get Kirsten opening up about why she is so closed off. We do get Dr. Pepper telling Shaq what everybody else was thinking, which I feel like everybody else I was thinking. Okay. Last episode when he got was it last episode when he got defensive about her actually really wanting more attentiveness and more affection. And he's like, well, I was trying to give you that at first. You didn't want it then, but now you want it now. I was thinking, I even stated, I was like, Shaq, this show shot. Shaq, get in there. This show shot. Like, Kirsten is giving you the okay. She wasn't comfortable with it at first. It just took her a little bit of time. But, like, she is on board. Do your thing, Shaq. Slide in there. Hey. So, I feel like, thank you, Dr. Pepper. I really appreciate, because I feel like sometimes producers don't get involved with what's going on currently during the show. They don't like let people know what, because like they can see the journey as it's going on. So Dr. Pepper didn't have to give him that little tea, because I feel like producers usually don't. I don't know if Dr. Pepper's necessarily a producer, but the producers really don't allow, I guess, other people to find out things during the show versus like them having to find out after they watch it. So I feel like for her to say that, like, hey, Shaq, Kirsten is telling you that she's ready now. Jump on it. She wants you to be the aggressor. She just wasn't ready then, but now she's ready now. And he like, heard. Say less. I felt Shaq's energy in that moment. Say less. Kirsten, I got you, baby. I was like, oh yeah, it's only up from here, baby. It's only up. It's only up. I feel like for Shaq, he was really only missing that intimacy. So I feel like now that she seems to really be on board and there's a clear, okay, like, go ahead, I'm ready. I don't feel like initiating it. It seems like Kirsten's really not an initiator. She's just like one of those, you have to kind of wait till she's comfortable. And then when she is, do your thing. I'm so here for them. I'm so happy. Like, I literally, every time they come on my screen, like my whole face lit up. I was like doing like this in my little covers on the couch. Y'all, I love Shaq and Kirsten. Anyways. So Dr. Pepper told Shaq, so everybody was thinking, stop reacting to how she was at first. Now she wants them kisses, okay? And it's so cute because they even mentioned that. I'm sorry, I'm not move on. They even mentioned Shaq was like, well, one day I missed giving her a kiss on the forehead. I left, and she had texted me like, where was my kiss? Those be real, okay? I need you to kiss me when you come in this house. I need you to kiss me before you leave. Don't miss not one time, please. Thank you. So I'm here for their chemistry. I can see it. I feel like I knew this was gonna happen anyways. I felt it coming. So we move on to Gina and Clint. Clint catches up with a friend on the video chat. He says that they're in a good place and they're growing. I think Clint's confused. So sorry, Clint. I think you're confused. He really wants us to work, child. He says they're in a good place and they're growing. He wants to know the inner crust, child. He wants to get into the nitty gritty. He wants to know the inner crust of Gina, okay? And he just feels like they're not really having deep conversations. He'll pretty much tell her something deep about himself and he'll give her an opportunity. He's thinking that's an opportunity for her to open up, and it's just like, that's it. So he's just like, I just really want to get to know Gina. He specifically said it's been a challenge stripping back these onion layers of hers. Like, you and the crust and the onions, what's next? So we move on to Aries and Jasmine. I feel like when Aries talk, it's like a downward spiral. Like, what the hell are you saying? He was just like, yeah, I feel like if the world was without women, I don't know what we would do because women rule the world. And I'm just like, what are these your conversations all the time? Because I can see why Jasmine's checked out. But it's interesting because we'll find out that he actually puts that on her, that she's actually not really the one that's giving. So, yeah, we'll see. Okay, so they meet with Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper says, y'all ain't connecting the way we want y'all to. What's going on? Well, she said that. I thought it was funny. Jasmine pretty much shares that she's pretty much existing at this point. That's what I got from what she said. I'm paraphrasing. She said, I think that, kind of going back to what Falina said about Jasmine, I do kind of see now that Jasmine does give good answers. Because I feel like she was being honest at first. She was like, I feel like the fact that I'm attracted to him and he's not attracted to me, it put me in a space where I just, it just makes me feel like we're both existing. I don't want to give, you know what I mean? But then she goes to say, I just know that I have to do a better job at doing this, this, and this, and then this, and it will lead to this. And I'm just like, okay, girl, that stop. Jasmine, I don't think that it's intentional. I don't think that she's purposefully giving off pageant answers or like she's purposefully trying to give off like a perfect answer every time. I think it's just a natural thing, right? I think she just naturally is probably that type of person. Because I really don't think it's fake, you know. But I do think in that moment she did it. I feel like at first she was starting to just be real. She was just like, look, I was feeling him, but he ain't feeling me. What the fuck I'm doing? Like, I'm not about to be kissing no butt, trying. Like, I'm a cute girl. I've come a long way. I've worked on myself. I've worked on my confidence. You mean to tell me I got to get in here and like beg for some love? No, bye. And I feel her on that. Checked out. Jasmine collecting that check at this point. So, but I do feel like she gave off that little passionate answer, and I was like, Jasmine, just be real. Just be real. And I feel like, again, I don't feel like she's being fake. I feel like she is real. It's just, that's just her. But girl, you know you're not about to do that. You know the little tidbit that you put at the end there that you like, oh, well, I just need to do this with Aries more and try to communicate and ask better questions and answer better. You know you ain't gonna do that because you checked out. So don't say that. I love you though. Let's see here. Yeah, she opens up about coming a long way with loving herself, and now in this situation she's feeling unwanted and her husband don't like her. Aries says that he's having major deaths in his family may have played a part in why it's hard for him to allow people to get close to him. Honestly, I've kind of gave up trying to figure out what Aries' real issue is and where the disconnect is in their relationship. Like, how is it when cameras are off? That is literally my biggest question for them too. How are the conversations? Because from my standpoint and what I feel and I see, I think Aries is not giving enough. And he said, and it's funny because he mentions, again, we're going to talk about it later, about, you know, he mentions this to his mom, like he's like, oh, well, I'll ask Jasmine a question and I'm going all elaborate about it. And, you know, I'm getting into it. And then she just gives me one little word answer. And I'm really curious to see if did she start off like that? Because I could see Jasmine having way more depth, a lot more about her and to her than Aries. And that's just my personal opinion. Y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think. But like, I feel like if she's like that now, yeah, it's probably because it's based off of how you've been. Like, who wants to sit up here and have meaningless conversation? We know it's not going to go anywhere. What's the point? You don't like me. You're not really giving much effort. You're not physically attracted to me. You're not even trying. And I have some tea on that. I really have, because I feel like Dr. Pepper. Yeah, she said Dr. Pepper ends up giving really great advice. The problem is IDK if Aries will take it. Oh, okay. I guess Dr. Pepper did give really good advice to them, because I did write that she gave really good advice. I think it was the mama. It was something that the mama said to Aries. It was like, oh, I think this is your problem. I'm like, no, I actually think this is the problem. I really wish she got to that. But I'm pretty sure I have it in my notes. So I'm going to wait till we get there. So we move on to Kirsten and Shaq. Kirsten wants a logo for her real estate business and asks Shaq to make it. He instantly starts sketching her logo. This man is, excuse me, because I do have a boyfriend, y'all. So I'm not fetishing or fantasizing over Shaq, but you know, I gotta give a man the coins he deserves, the gems or whatever, the flowers. Sorry, I need to give the man the flowers he deserves. Okay, Shaq. Ooh, he just Shaq daddy. Oh my goodness, that is so sexy. Literally, this man is so multi-talented, business oriented. Oh my goodness, I would love to just pick his brain and have conversations with him. Like, I find that to be so sexy, and obviously Kirsten do too, honey, because she like, my man. You can tell. You literally, I feel like people are saying that Kirsten is being fake. I'm hearing that. I don't see that. I feel like Kirsten is into Jack. I think she's into him. I see that. And I feel like it's kind of been that way. She asked if he could do a website, and he like, I could do that too. Now, then I had to draw the line, because I know about website building. I know all about that. That takes time. Girl, if you don't ask that man to help you do it so you can do it for yourself, that's one thing. And I feel like I kind of got like some PTSD. I really, or like, I don't know what the word is, but I really don't like when people ask me to do stuff for them. I'd rather you ask me to help you do it or teach you to do it so you could do it for yourself. But one thing, you're not about to ask me to do it for you. It's just, I guess I can respect the fact she was like, well, I'll cut you a check. But like, I ain't gonna let my man do a whole website for me for free when he got hella shit going on for himself. No, like, I'm gonna pay somebody else to do it. Thank you, babe, though. Or in our free time, if I'm working on it, you can kind of help me and maybe give me some tips or something like that. But I'm gonna try to teach myself. Like, girl, your man is busy. You always talking about how you don't have enough time. He don't have enough time to spend time with you. You want the man to build you a website in the spare time, girl? You don't pay somebody to do that for you, child. Anyways, see how much that irritated me, y'all. Chris and Nicole. So Nicole realizes that her past relationship has affected her more than she thought. We learned that Nicole used to find it a weakness to be vulnerable, while Chris always finds it a moment to be vulnerable, baby. Okay. He like, well, she like, well, it's kind of hard for me to be vulnerable. He like, well, I'm the opposite. I'm vulnerable. Let's see here. I guess we move on to Shaq and Kirsten. Shaq asks, what can I do to make you feel more secure and safe in this marriage? Kirsten answers, knowing that he will always lead. Knowing that he will always lead. He like, say less. He is really on it. He like, Shaq said, I'ma do it, and I don't want you to be pissed off when I do. I was like, okay. And I just felt in that moment that he was talking about sex. I think he was sexual. She probably just talking about leading in general. He like, oh yeah, I'm tapping that tonight. I just want you to know that. That's the energy I got. Shaq Daddy. Okay, that's the energy I picked up. And I put in my notes, Shaq Daddy got Dr. Pepper's message, okay? Message received, message heard. He gonna be aggressive, okay? And I'm here for it. Yes, that's exactly what I think Kirsten at this point needs and wants. Aries and Jasmine, they play the question game, and Aries is asking Jasmine questions, and she clearly not into it, okay? She is not answering a damn thing. And this is one thing I don't really like about these type of scenarios and situations. If you can clearly see your partner is not into it, even if y'all filming, talk about it. Ask her a question. That's why I feel like that's the problem. You're not being real. Aries can't just, Jasmine, what's going on with you, babe? What's happening? Let's talk about it. Let's figure out me and you. Let's figure out how we can build this connection. Let me look at your body. Can you dress up for me? Can we do this? I like it when a woman does this. Can you do this for me? Like, I need him to lead. One, he's older than her. Right? And age, I know age don't mean nothing, but like, come on, Aries, lead. You know what I mean? Like, you clearly, the woman has stated multiple times that she was attracted to you. So this is giving you opportunity, like, hey, I may not be there with her, but maybe I could give her advice of different things I like for her to do. And there's ways that you could do it, Miss Sex Machine. Like, don't you got all the juice? That's what I'm saying. Like, I knew when he came on the screen being all sex driven, that it really wasn't, he ain't really all that, okay? Because if he really was, smooth and suave, he would have been able to build that connection with Jasmine. Period. He talked about he had one night stands, he's met people, and it's not hard to catch a vibe and have a connection and have a conversation. You're just not much trying. And she did, and she's done. She like, I'm not about to, I'll have these conversations on camera because that's what we're supposed to do at this point. That's what I feel like Kirsten's at. I mean, not Kirsten, Jasmine. I feel like that's where Jasmine's at, which I don't blame her. Like, I'm just collecting the check at this point. You have done nothing. He's so immature. He's so like, he's not the guy he portrayed himself to be when he first came on here. I thought he was going to be smooth. I forgot that dude from the one season. They're still married. He had the cornrows, and he was with the girl that was very modest, and he was like more of the outgoing one. They were kind of short. They was on the season with, what was I don't remember their names, for the love of God. I don't remember their names, but I'm not even gonna talk about it because I remember their names, but I just feel like Aries had opportunity and Jasmine's over it, which I completely don't blame her. She's completely checked out. But anyway, so she's not answering a damn thing. Aries asked the question, what's the hardest thing you had to forgive? And she like, I don't know. So he ends up opening up and he's like, well, my friend ended up committing suicide and he was actually mad at his friend for that. And that's something that he had to kind of get over and let go and forgive, which was something really deep. That was a moment where they could have connected. They kind of could have been a little bit more intimate. She could have held his hand, come and hold him, sat next to him. It could have been something more. But again, Jasmine checked out and I don't blame her. Why would I give you that energy? Why? Why? You don't like me. Like, I would be offended. Especially, I mean, everybody, beauty is subjective at the end of the day. But like, for you to not, for one, to be like, oh, I'm not attracted to her. But for you to literally sit up in my face and just literally not try, and you think at this point that I'm going to give a fuck about a conversation that you have. Anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm cussing left and right. It's how I feel. I'm telling you, like, he got a lot of audacity, y'all. And that's why, honestly, I don't blame her. I'm Team Jasmine all day on this. I'm Team Jasmine. I don't blame her. Like, I feel like at this point, she like, man, at least I could have got some D. Like, I could at least got some D, but you ain't even giving that up. Like, boy, bad. He asks what worries you at the moment. What worries you the most at the moment? She says our marriage. I'm like, yes, Jasmine, let them know. We done. So we move on to Gina and Clint. Gina opens up about struggling with being vulnerable with men versus women. She says that it's a lot easier for her to be vulnerable with women, but it's a different story with men. She says she has to really get to know a guy to feel okay with being vulnerable. Clint expresses he wants to know the nitty-gritty of Gina to gain trust. She feels like he's not asking. So she doesn't really feel like I'm not vulnerable enough with him, or I know him enough to just, hey, let me tell you about this time in my life. Like, you to initiate those type of conversations. She wants him to be, more of asking and like maybe asking her those type of things and to draw those type of conversations to get to know her and on a deeper level. Which he seems to not be understanding. And I'm glad. Dr. Pepper, I really like Dr. Pepper this season. I feel like she's being like very real and blunt. And I really feel like that's what these couples need. And I feel like she's telling them what the viewers see. Because sometimes I do feel like when they do talk to these couples, they don't be tapping into what we be saying. We be needing them to say certain stuff like, I need you to say this. So I feel like Dr. Pepper did a really good job at that. Because she ended up telling Clint, like, okay, she's telling you she wants you to ask certain questions, and like, instead of just telling your story and then expecting her to share a story, maybe share your story and then ask her a question. It's that simple, Clint. Like, it's not, he said, I don't want it to feel like a Q&A. No, it can easily start a conversation. It just starts with a question. Like, he irritating. That's why I said I feel for Gina. I know Gina don't like him. I know she don't. She don't. Chris and Nicole. Chris asked her, what's the moment in your life you felt the most shame? Nicole opens up that she felt the most shame when her mom noticed the burn on her arm. And that's when, at the beginning of the season, she opened up about one of her exes letting out a cigarette on her arm and burning her. And of course, she lied to her mom about it. So, and to this day, her mom doesn't know. So when she watches this show, she'll find out. Chris's story. Chris' story. His mom was over his house. Okay, y'all. Was it just me? Chris's story was weird as shit, right? Chris said he was having a party, and his mom was over baking, right? But there was underage drinking. Like, the cops came, busted it, and they got in trouble for underage drinking. So you was grown up with your own place, throwing a party with alcohol, and your mama was there baking, and it was underage people drinking. Maybe it was like a family function, because it was not making sense, and it sounded low-key pedophile-ish to me. I'm like, what is going on? Underage drinking, mom over there baking, you're grown. What's happening? But the more I say it, maybe it was a family function. I think he should say that. Like, I think he needs to further explain that story because it was weird. Okay. It was weird. So then the question comes up, what's their insecurities? Chris says his past relationships are his biggest insecurities. He just wants to know that he is worthy of love. And then Nicole, of course, she loved her man. She like, you are worthy of love. Hello, me. I'm your wife. I love you. You ain't got to worry about that no more. It stops here today. Okay. And it's just something about Chris that just screams victim because I feel like he's very hurt about a lot of things that happen to him, which is totally okay. You know, we don't have a time frame of when we're supposed to move on and let go, but you're in a marriage now. And he talks as if he is still in a lot of pain. And I feel like you find Nicole, like he'll say like, in the past I did this, well, not anymore. I don't feel that way, but I was always treated like this and made to feel like this. But I don't feel like that right now because you're great. But then I was, you know, all the way up until right now because it's just like, okay, Chris, like you have some healing to do. You up here judging Nicole because she hasn't been fully healed off her past trauma. You look like you got a lot of healing yourself, sir. I'm just saying. But Nicole loves him, okay? Aries sits down with Jasmine's mom. He expresses that he tries asking questions and getting deep, but she only really gives close-ended answers. He asks if there's any way to get Jasmine to open up. I listened to her mom's response 3 times, and I really don't think she answered the question. And at this moment, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, is her mom nervous because she's on TV, or maybe she just ain't making no sense, period. Very sweet woman. But nothing that came out that woman's mouth made sense, child. I was like, what? What? What you just say? How can I get Jasmine to open up? Her mother literally said a whole bunch of jibber jabber that made no sense. I mean, it made sense, but it wasn't answering the question, right? But I think I could have answered the question. That's what I wanted to say earlier, right? So he asks, you know, is there a way for me to get Jasmine to open up? And kind of what I said earlier, I think that he should be a little bit more attentive and actually try to be a little bit more intimate, holding her hand, looking her in her eye, asking her questions, you know, setting the mood, you know, maybe telling her a few things that he likes, you know, not saying that he should say like, oh, I like when other women do this. Maybe saying it like, you know, Jasmine, I like it if you dressed up for me. I like it if you did this, or I like it if you did that. Would you be comfortable doing this? Those type of things. That is what I needed Jasmine's mom to say. And she said a whole bunch of nothing, y'all. She said a whole bunch of nothing. I'm like, mama. Hello. What's happening here? I don't know. She said a whole bunch of nothing. Then her mom asks about them not having sex until decision day. And she says, something can come up tomorrow. Or something can, what'd she say? In a split second, something can happen. So you didn't get your chance. You didn't get the hit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on, mama? What are you and Jasmine talking about? Why did you even say that? Because now I'm thinking Jasmine just wanted this. What the hit? That's why I said earlier. She just like, at least I could get some B. At least I could get some B out this. But you ain't even trying to give that up. Like, what am I here for? And mama just spilled all the beans. Yeah, so I heard you wasn't having sex until after decision day. What if she just died tomorrow and you just missed your shot? What if she just jump off a cliff? Split second, boom. Something happened. I'm like, Mom. Oh, child. I thought maybe she meant if they did it, it could help them build a connection. That's what I got from it, but I don't know. Jasmine's mama was all over the place. And the fact that she told Aries that Jasmine told her that, I would be sick if I was Jasmine. Like, mama, that was between you and I. Like, what is you doing? He said, for me, it's about connection based off shared experiences. Mama saying a whole bunch of nothing. That's all. And I couldn't get no notes out of that. She said a whole bunch of nothing. So we move on to Gina and Clint. Gina feels like they need help. And it comes out that she was raised by a single mom. And in this moment, I really, really resonated with her so much. I was like, shit, me and Gina actually have a lot in common. I feel like Gina is opening up. I hope that he really is taking this opportunity to get to know her and really listening and asking more questions versus talking. So in the moment, they were having the questions game and they were some really deep questions. I feel like if Clint feels like he talks about a lot about himself and she doesn't talk a lot about herself, I really feel like he should have took the opportunity to dig deeper. So when she would answer a question, continue to ask her questions to get to know her instead of letting her answer the question and then you answer a question. Like, you know what I mean? Really getting to that crust. Clint, okay? The crust. I hope he did that. I mean, obviously they can't show us the whole conversation, but I feel like he did quite a bit of talking during that scene. And I really wish I would have saw Clint doing a lot of listening since he want to get to that crust. Okay? What? He asked what her insecurities is. And again, Gina's answer is so crazy because I really resonated with it. And I said, oh my God, Gina, we're the same person. She said, she talks about how she works a lot and because she has insecurities like about financial stability. And there are some other things that she threw in there, but I'm big on that. Like, I grew up with a single mom that struggled. And she did everything in her power. She worked really, really hard to put a roof over our head and to take good care of me. And, I lived a really great life as a child. And she did that alone, right? And I feel like for me, as I got older, I've always had this fear of like not being financially okay. So I work overtime and I like, even though if I'm financially okay and I'm good and I have a great savings, I'm still somewhere like, oh my God, I have to save. I have to do this. I can't like, oh my God, I need more money. I need this. So it's like low-key insecurity of mine. So like when she was talking about it, I was like, oh my God, Gina, I resonate with that so much. And I think that I don't know if there's a connection between her being raised by a single mother and having that insecurity. I don't know if there's some type of connection, but I definitely feel that. Okay. So, I definitely feel like I connected with her in that moment. And then the last thing of the show, we get Kirsten and Shaq having a good time. Okay. Shaq is gonna paint her body, and we can really see the chemistry through the screen. Shaq got them strawberries and whipped cream. It was like, you trust me, put that whipped cream in her mouth, and they start to kissing and eating the strawberries. And Kirsten's eyeballs during that the interview, she was like, oh, we are really connecting now. I don't know if we're gonna consummate the marriage tonight. Yes, I is. You was about to get some. You know, Shaq Daddy was gonna give you some out. I'm so here for it. I can't wait to see them just prosper and glow. Obviously, we see some turmoil in their situation next week because of the whole house situation. So we'll have to see how they resolve that. Because, girl, Miss Real Estate Agent, ma'am, you expect this man to buy the house by himself, girl? It's 2023. That's cute. That's real cute. But I don't know. Y'all comment below. Please comment below. If you guys are just tuning in, please go back and watch this whole recap. It was really, really good. This was a good episode. It was like a secret good episode. I was not expecting all these different, like, little pops and interesting things to talk about. So this was fun. So yes, comment below. I will definitely respond to your comments. Let's talk about the show. Let's talk about the couples. How are you feeling about Jasmine and Aries? Everything I said. I want y'all to tell me how y'all feel about what I said. And my tea, how I feel. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next recap. I'll see y'all next week. I got some videos I'm actually going to be uploading. I'm super excited. Also, too, I would love to do more live streams on here. If y'all are interested and y'all have some things y'all want me to talk about, please also comment that too. And I will see y'all in my next video. Peace. Love you guys.